Hello, everyone. Welcome to your, Rangers review Europa League preview ahead of Thursday's clash against Genk at Ibrox. It brings me great joy to say that we're joined by a Belgian football journalist and, more importantly, a Genk supporter. Louis Janssen joins us. How goes it, Louis?
Everything's good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, all good, thank you. It's great to have you on to talk about a team in Belgium who look like they're having a similar sort of season to what Rangers are having, the two teams that are down at the bottom end of their respective divisions. How's it, the feeling? How's the optimism levels going into this game from the Genk side?
Well, pretty bad, actually. As you said, it's a bit like Rangers. So to be honest, they maybe played their best game this weekend against Union Saint-Gilloise. So they're the reigning champions. They play in the Champions League, and they lost 2-1 at the last kick. But they were playing quite well, to be honest. Thing is, it's a matter of creating and finishing chances.
Yeah, and they find themselves 8 points from their opening 8 matches. It's not been the best of seasons. Is the manager under a little bit of pressure at the moment?
Yeah. So the manager's quite, to be honest, he came last, not this summer, but the previous summer, from the local rivals, and everything got on. It was a brilliant start, to be honest. Up until April, they were the best team in the league. They were the youngest leaders in Europe, actually, and everything seemed to be going perfectly. And in Belgium, you've got the playoffs. I don't know if you know how that works.
But when we had your old manager, Philip Clement, he explained it sometimes in press conferences about the sort of weirdness of it.
Yeah. It can seem unfair, but you've got basically the first 6 teams, they qualify for the playoffs, and then the league, or the points that they get in the first part of the league are halved. So basically, if you've got 8 points, if you're 8 points clear, then you are only 4 points clear at the beginning of the playoffs, and then you play 2 games against the other five teams who are basically the best teams of the season. So it can seem unfair, and to be honest, Genk have quite often been on the wrong end of those sort of seasons and the playoffs. So they started the playoffs with 4 points, so they were 8 points clear. They started 9 points clear, I think, actually, but 4 points in the playoffs. They won their 2 first games, and then the third game they lost against Club Brugge, and then it was a free fall from that moment. Since then, I think they've played 16 games in the league, and they've only got 15 points out of that. So quite a bad return. Poor form has continued this season. So it's quite, I think the manager's in front of quite an important week, 2 decisive games against Rangers, and then they play their local rivals at the weekend.
Yeah, sounds very similar. But was there a turnover of players in the summer, players leaving and what have you? What was it, the main reason for the drop-off in form, do you reckon?
Yeah, I think that in the playoffs, they had a really young team. And I think that as soon as you get a bad result and pressure mounts up, and as a young player, it's quite difficult to deal with that. And in the summer they've lost Tolu Arokodare, so he was the top scorer, left for Wolves at the end of the window, but he actually didn't play too much at the beginning of the season because they wanted to keep him fit in case of a move. So they lost him. He was top scorer last season. They nearly lost their second string striker as well. He actually played for Celtic. It's Ho. Yeah. So he was on the verge of a move to Stuttgart for, I think it was close to 28 million euros.
Yeah, crazy money.
And that move fell through because of a weird issue at the medical. So he stayed at the club. I think he thought he was maybe going to have his big move into Germany. In the end, he stays at the club. They also bought a new striker came from Sweden, who's called Erabi. He's he looks like quite good in the box, but maybe his link-up play isn't up to. Those are my first impressions, to be honest. Okay. So he's only played 100 minutes. His link-up play doesn't seem to be as good as his predecessors one. So yeah, we'll see how that turns out.
Yeah. How do you see them shaping up? What system do you expect them to play at Ibrox on Thursday?
Yeah, they're going to stick to their guns. Play a 4-3-3 or 4-5-1. It depends how you see it. Actually, so they're doing, as I said, they're doing quite bad in the league. So they're 8 points out of 8. They're in the relegation zone. Yeah. But quite surprisingly, they're the team with the most possession. I think second most passes in the game. Third most shots. They play really dominant football. But but they're in the relegation zone, so that must be something wrong. And it's basically that at the front they're not creating enough good chances, and at the back they're quite vulnerable as well. So they're going to play offensively definitely, and they can't play any other way because of the players they've got.
It just sounds exactly like Rangers. It's quite incredible, really. Weaknesses, Louis, where can Rangers maybe exploit Genk, do you reckon?
Well, definitely on the counter-attack. I think they've got the two really good centre-backs, to be honest. I'm sure... I don't know if you already heard of Smets. He's highly rated in Belgium. He's already been in the national team as well. He's pretty much one of those modern centre backs who can play out really good with his feet and all that. But defensively, he still has quite a lot to learn. And they play really high line as well. So on the counter attack, they've taken loads of goals, and it's been quite difficult on that side.
Yeah, it sounds very much like it could be a bit of a draw. Two teams that are very similar in how they shape up and how they like to play the game. But intriguing stuff. The expectation levels for a team like Genk then, Louis, of course, I'd imagine that 14th and being in the relegation zone is nowhere near where the fans expect them to be. In terms of domestically and also in Europe, what are you expecting this season?
Well, I think that their main goal now, especially after this bad start, will be to get in the playoffs. So the first 6 spots in the league. Actually, to be honest, this season, if you win 2 games back to back, then you're back up there. So it can turn very, very quickly. In Europe, I think they've got a chance. Or they've at least got the potential to progress to the next round. And I think that those will be the main goals this season. We'll see how it goes. If it doesn't go well in the league, maybe they'll switch their focus to Europe. Actually, they've played quite well. They've only played 2 games, but they've played quite well in Europe. So we'll see.
Yeah, they beat Lech Poznan convincingly 6-3 on aggregate. Did they look good in those 2 games?
Well, it's especially in the first leg. So the first leg they won 5-1. It was vintage Genk, to be honest. It was very free flowing, and they looked like their old selves, I would say. But the second leg, the tie was already over. So I mean they lost 2-1. I think it was 2-1. Yeah, 2-1. And that was the tie was over. So I mean it wasn't very important for them.
Yeah. Will they bring a lot of fans over for Thursday's game, do you reckon, Louis? Are they well supported away from home?
Yeah, they're well supported. Yeah,
fantastic. Philippe Clement, of course, former manager of both clubs, the last manager to win the Belgian title with you boys. I guess he's very highly regarded at Genk. Were you surprised it never quite worked for him at Rangers?
Well, he's really highly regarded in Genk. As you said, he won their last title. Then he left for Club Brugge, who are also one of the biggest teams in Belgium. They're not rivals, but not especially big rivals, but they both play at the top of the table. Then Monaco and then Rangers. Yeah, I mean Belgium haven't had a lot of good managers, so Philippe Clément is probably one of them, and Vincent Kompany, of course, now is doing quite well. But it's been a long time since we've had a Belgian coach abroad, and he's been doing decently well, I think. So yeah.
What's the feeling around Rangers? Because it wasn't so long ago that they were demolished by Club Brugge, 6-0 going on about 10-0 a few weeks ago. Yep. Is there a feeling that Genk could get a result on Thursday night, given what happened over there? Was that a big surprise, that result?
Well, actually, I was at that game,
Were you?
at the home game, yeah. It was quite impressive, and Club Brugge I think they're really doing well this season, especially on the European scene.
Yeah.
I went to the game against Monaco as well, where they're really impressive. Yeah. So they're really a mature, solid team, highly rated as well in Europe. Genk, I don't think Genk have the same maturity, I think they're a bit naive still. They've got a young team, so I mean, I don't think it won't be one-sided like against Bruges. So yeah, I think it could end up 4-4, or it could end up 0-0. It's I don't know. It's gonna be.
Sounds like that.
Yeah, they could play against Poznan. It could be like that as well. So I don't know really. It's we'll see.
Were you surprised at how bad Rangers were, Louis? Because I mean, they beat Union Saint-Gilloise last season. They've got a good record against Belgian teams in recent years. Were you surprised at just how terrible they were in that game?
Actually, I was. Yeah. In Belgium, well, everyone loves Nicolas Raskin, of course. Yeah, he's playing for the national team as well, quite well. So everyone's surprised at that situation. We don't really know what's happening.
Neither do we.
Yeah,
we've read
what's happening. Why he didn't play during the summer window. So yeah, he scored this weekend. I don't know if he's gonna continue in the team or not. I don't know.
He has to. He has to. Yeah, it's a fallout between the head coach and the player, and he missed the last 2 matches. The fans chanting his name. They wanted him back in the team. He returned and he scored at the weekend. But there's no doubting he is Rangers' best player. So you really want your best players playing for you. But it's interesting you say that, because it's a big year for him, because he'll want to be part of the Belgium squad for the World Cup. But he's certainly doing well for Belgium, isn't he? Scored against Kazakhstan recently and really showing what he's all about.
Yeah, and he's got quite a lot of competition in that area in the national team. I mean, there's big names, and I think if he plays, he'll definitely be at the World Cup. And to be honest, it's a situation that everyone follows closely in Belgium. Well, especially because he's well liked. I think he's really well liked by the fans there too. Yeah, it's the same here. So we'll see how that turns out as well.
Yeah. Another there's a lot of Rangers connections with Genk, of course. Alex McLeish was over there at some point a while ago. Is he fondly remembered for his brief stint with you boys?
I think he didn't do really well. I mean, he spent a year there. I think he missed out on the playoffs, so the top 6 spots, but by really a fine margin. I don't remember what it was exactly, but it must have been 1 point or something like that. I think his DNA maybe didn't match the club's DNA. So but he was really well liked. Yeah.
Interesting. And how do you see the game going on Thursday then, Louis? You mentioned there it could be maybe a goalless draw or a high-scoring draw. Certainly from what you tell me, it could be a case of two teams cancelling each other out. Would a point be considered a good result for Genk?
I don't know, actually. I think the coach will definitely want to win. The situation he's in, I think he needs to win this game.
Okay.
To take the pressure off his shoulders. There's a lot of unknown as well on about the injured players. So they've got Gers. He's highly rated in Belgium. I don't know if he'll be fit or not. He wasn't in the squad on Sunday. I don't know how the new striker is going to turn out either.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think, but I may be biased because of the game against Bruges. I think Genk just have enough to do it, but yeah, I'm not sure.
Interesting. Yeah, two managers that are under pressure, so something has got to give on Thursday. So it'll be intriguing to see what the outcome will be. Louis, it's been brilliant having you on. Thank you very much for taking time out your day to come on and give us some insight into Genk. I really appreciate it.
Pleasure. Thank you for having me.
There you go, folks. A bit of insight into Thursday night's opponents. Hopefully you enjoyed that, and we'll speak again soon. Bye for now.